All right, hey everybody. How do I turn that? Ugh. Disable virtual camera. There we go. Now it should hopefully stop moving. All right, and it's just not going to talk at all. Okay, I guess we're doing virtual camera then. Such is life. Okay, it's just going to freak out when I take drinks of coffee. How's everybody doing today? Sorry, it's been a couple weeks since I streamed. I don't even remember what happened 2 weeks ago. I had a bunch of work things I had to be at, and then last week I live in an area that the eclipse was. I live in the totality, so I took the day off to do that, and in between, I also had a really fun hard drive failure. So that was great as well. So I've lost a whole lot of things. I tried to get everything back up here running as best as I can from backups I had, but I'm missing a whole lot of stuff. But that's life. I'm not too worried about it. It'll all come back. As usual, I do have 3 giveaways for today. We're going to run through our region. I'm on a super scroll. I also have some other stuff that happened in the past couple of weeks that I'll show you guys throughout the day here. Maybe some familiar I'm gonna make, who knows. But let's go ahead and hop in here. We've got our super scroll. Always start with losing 3 PvPs in a row because I suck at PvP. Yeah, so the hard drive failure kind of was frustrating. I have 1 SSD and 3 hard drives, and 2 of the hard drives failed at the same time. So not a huge loss. Most of my stuff is on my solid state, but yeah, I did lose a whole lot of things. Like the Goku that I usually have playing on here was on one of the failed hard drives. So it's just a matter of finding all that stuff again. But thankfully I used Stream Elements, so my overlay actually stayed as it was. There was no real change there. But Maniad Mon, I don't think I've seen you in here before. Welcome in. Regret, I'm sorry that I regret doing my stream so late for you. It is 11 o'clock for me, so it's pretty early in the day for me. I actually have work tonight at this time. This is wild. I don't ever work in the evenings, and this week I have to work 3 times in the evening. So that's fun. Not used to that. I'll be done streaming about 1 o'clock, eat some lunch, get some printouts, probably go up to work around 3 or 4, and work all evening. So fun. And I saw Essa was in here earlier, says your chat wasn't letting you write. I'll still give you credit for being first, even though Regret was actually first. Yeah, so hopefully we'll get this going, get me back into the swing of things. It's like I've forgotten how to talk. Ugh. You love my vids, never been able to catch a stream. Well, thanks for coming in. So just so you know, like my job is... Sorry, there's like someone outside my front door talking on the phone and I don't know who they are. Anyways, my job does have a pretty interesting schedule. So actually over the summer I'll be streaming a lot more. Maybe you'll be able to catch some streams there. I do giveaways for Bit Heroes once a week. 3 epic adventure bags plus 1,000 gems. You're eligible for those just for being here. And I hope that watching my videos translates to they've been helpful, because that's the reason I started doing it. It was just there wasn't really a good resource for familiars, and so I wanted to put some of those resources together. The way I typically do my streams, I'll run all regen on my main and then most of my regen on my alt, and that's around 2 hours. This time I'm going to do a little bit different because here in about 10 or 15 minutes, I'm going to make a familiar I've been working on for quite a while. Still not fully done farming him, but enough that I can make him. going through my OBS right now, and like there's so many things that I've lost. Ugh. Right now it looks like we have 3 viewers, and Maniad, as we get there, you'll see we usually end up around 10 viewers concurrently. Chat sometimes gets going a little while, gets going pretty quickly. We'll get a World Eater pops in every now and then if you watch his videos. Same with Bit vs. Andy. He'll pop in every now and then and say hey. Don't know if anyone else is joining. Let me see if I force people to come in. And by force them, I mean just bug them until they come in. Grandpa Hef, I'm waiting for a like an innovation that I want the familiars in. I don't want to try and make Grandpa Hef. It just sounds like not fun. After I finish running this, I'll look at Grandpa Hef. If I remember right, he's just way more expensive than I would want to go for to not be that good of a familiar anyway. Also, I apologize. I'm going to keep occasionally muting myself. My allergies are going wild right now. Hoping my coffee will clear them out, but who knows? So you're tier 17, currently a bait and camping to get Lurky, and also making teeth, but you just saw you need 2 legendary fams for Lady Sparkin. So Lady Sparkin is the best one. Like there's not really like a better one. Did you happen to play and get Captain Astabeard as during one of the events we had fairly recently? There was Woodtaroth and Captain Astabeard are both really good. Woodtaroth is the bait. That'll be the easiest way. This is a pretty good support familiar. Does take a legendary familiar to make, but he has heals weakest teammates, give Fury, give 1 SP, and cleanse. And that's at 1 SP, which is really great. Heal target, and then spread shield and heal. Also 5% team healing bonus. Start the turn to give 1 SP to the team. Like he's really, really, really good. Oh, the Valentine's. Okay, so without him, Disasteroth is good. Not as good as Lady Sparkin though. And to get Disasteroth, you have to farm old raids. So it is. Why did I click on Expedition so many times? It's a huge trade-off. So yeah, it's going to be cheaper to make Disasteroth, but they're nowhere near as good. And in order to grind for them, you have to grind old content. So you want to kind of balance that. There's nothing else in Raid 1 that you're going to need ever. So any raid shard spent there where you don't capture an Astaroth is a wasted raid shard. But speaking of raid shards, it is possible to win some raid shards in the Epic Adventure Bag and 1000 gems. I'm going to give away the first one in about 35 minutes. In order to be eligible for this one, all you're going to have to do is put your hero tag into the chat. I will copy them out, put them on a random wheel. We'll spin in about 35 minutes, and the winner will get that Epic Adventure Bag sent to their inbox here in a day or two. All you got to do is put your hero tag in the chat. And if you're not sure how to get to your hero tag, you just open up your character, hit the HT, and here is your hero tag. if you need a support familiar, I would just go for Lady Sparkin. I don't have Lady Sparkin myself. I've never really needed a good support familiar. And then for when I do need support, I use Volfi. But if you're looking for pure support, Lady Sparkin is it. Like that, they are the one to get. Why do I have so? So if you had Wood Taroth, I would say you could skip Lady Sparkin just to do Wood Taroth, just for the price difference. He's not that much worse. But without Wood Taroth, there's not really anything else you can do for really good except using Volthi, which is who I have right here. Team Enrage, increase Enrage storage on him, consume it to shock furthest, skills, shock and spread heal, shock then gain SP, heal a teammate, give them SP, damage and shock, enrage all teammates and cleanse them. Like, Volthi is really good as well, but they're tier 20 if I remember right. Bait, Lurky, Lady Teeth. I think that's a good team comp. There's a couple things you could do depending on what you are wearing as a bait. So generally what I'll do is myself as tank, then Lurky, then Thunmaul for something as a bait. I don't really use supports. A lot of what you need from support is going to be healing, and I do all the healing for my own team. For cleanse though, I can't do that, so that's just a thing I gotta deal with. Astaroth. I still need an Astaroth, guys. Still need one more. But overall, that's a phenomenal team comp, and I can't imagine that you would have any trouble with any flag that you went into with that. Lurky's just so strong. Kind of scary strong, to be honest with you. Ooh, I just lost everything there. So I think I'm on, since the Valentine's event, I've gotten 2 Astaroths. So I'll never get him. But I do have another familiar already ready to go. After I run these raids, that's who I will make. And then also we'll be getting really close to our giveaway. And I'll be able to likely run some world boss if anyone in here needs a carry. Anywhere from tier 20 down, I can carry for sure. Tier 21 can be hit or miss. So which 2 familiars are you missing to get Lurky, by the way? And are you gated by just the familiars, or do you also need to get the fusion materials? Because that's what gated me for the longest time. That's evade, 40 deflect. I'm trying to think if I like that or not. how are you going to get that much deflect? So you would need Demeter's Blessing. I just can't remember how much Demeter's gives you. Let's look. Pets, accessories. So that'll be 17%. Through evade. I don't remember how much deflect gives, but it's probably 1.25, so 5, 7.5, so you get 24% there. I'm not sure, can you get to 90 plus evade and 40 plus deflect? I think even with Clover, you're looking at getting like 35-ish in order to also keep 90 plus evade. Familiars, you just need 2 more of the tier 16 raid familiars, then you have everything. Awesome. Being able to have all of the runic echoes you need before having all the familiars, that's kind of lucky, to be honest with you, because that's the most mind-numbing part of the grind, in my opinion. But back to your build, could you put into chat how you're wanting to get to those numbers? I feel like I'm missing something on how to get to that high deflect. Oh, you're also missing the runics. Okay. So then luckily when you're running, to get all the runic echoes, you'll get the schematics. That won't be a problem. And once you have everything and you just need runic echoes, you can just solo normal, because the echoes themselves aren't affected by item find. So whatever, like if you can only solo tier 16 normal, that's totally fine. You can still do that. I wonder if do I still have my capture rate ones on? My capture rate rooms? No. That's why I'm not getting offers. Hey, Monraya, how's it going? You're eligible for prizes again. Yes, you can finally win another one. You were eligible starting on the 3rd, starting 2 weeks ago. Unfortunately, I think you missed here at the beginning. 2 Mondays ago when I normally stream, I had a bunch of work things I had to get done, so I could not stream. I was actually physically at work. And then this past Monday, where I live, it was in the totality for that solar eclipse, so I took the whole day to just hang out and watch that. And in between then, I had multiple hard drives fail on me, so everything is just all over the place now, doing my best to try and get things back. This is the first time I've opened OBS to stream in a couple weeks, and I'm realizing I'm missing a whole lot of files so that were all stored on those hard drives. But luckily my overlay was fine. A lot of my other stuff was stored on my SSD, which did not fail. Yeah, now's your chance to win. We have our first giveaway in about 25 minutes. So far, nobody's entered. So anyone who wants to enter, go ahead and put your hero tag in the chat and I will put it on our random wheel. We'll spin that in about 25 minutes and then get ready for the next one. past few contests you didn't have any of the cosmetics for them, and you don't do art anymore. So I donated a lot of my prizes to that art contest, and everyone who entered won because there weren't enough entries. You would have won with anything. Ugh. So Witcham 30 plus evade, all evade runes is 12, and chance 15, 30. Okay, so yeah, I mean that's a good deal. Personally, I wouldn't bother with Demeters just because it, like, deflect is nice and all that, but I think that you'll get more use out of like an offensive accessory to make those little miniature extorts proc stronger, in my opinion. We have Athena on the list. The only person on there so far. While this is running, I just want you guys to see it because it's so funny. It's 5. There's all the entries. One person. And yeah, I'm right. There were 9 possible winners. 10 people entered, but one person said that they didn't want to be entered to win, so there were only 9 eligible entries. So everyone that entered won. Thanks, Sandra. Mimi, I got you on the wheel as well. And yeah, hopefully Astaroth will come through for me here. Still none. I'll just run this raid forever and ever and ever and never run another one. It's just going to be raid 1 forever. Luckily, there's not going to be a new one for a while because they're doing lore events. Sandra stole your prize from Bitverse Andy. Come in here to steal it from you in here too. The way I'll do these is first one is going to be random wheel. After that one, I will clear it out, and on the next giveaway, it will be number game. Clear that back out, and then we'll do random wheel again, but you'll have to put your hero tag in a second time if you didn't win the first one. I like this little back and forth that y'all have here. Your luck ending with Sandra, because Monraya has had perfect luck. Like, enters just for funsies and wins every single time without fail. Do I think on this Mobileversary we'll get good shop sales? I hope so. I really hope so. I always hide my gems, but I have enough to go on a little spending spree, and I just haven't had anything that I wanted, was like, yeah, I need to buy that. I went ahead and rolled a bunch of pet boxes on my alt just because I got him a legendary pet, so whatever, it worked out for me. But I really hope that they start having better sales, especially on the events like Mobileversary. I want to spend my gems. I've got them. Might as well spend them, right? You won 5 times in a row when you weren't eligible? How? How do you have that kind of luck? That's insane. Past few events, the shop sales have not been great. Been not my favorite thing to see, like, oh yeah, we've got an event going on, and then I log in, I look at the shop, and then there's just like nothing. This most recent event, the Easter one, I was like, there I think I bought one thing with my gems, and that was just because I was like, there's nothing else, so I might as well. Yeah, Sandra, the prizes, they'll take a few days. Usually they're done on Mondays, but this week they won't be done until later this week. So it will get to you. Usually it's within a day or two, but right now it's going to take up to a week. But they do have up to 30 days to do it, and you'll see the pop-up when you get it. And if you win today with me too, you'll get 2 of them. It'll be a real good day. Yeah, and they definitely don't do anything on the weekends. They do not work on the weekends, which don't blame them one bit. So I definitely did something in my OBS, just so you guys know, and now it's just full screen, and I can't make it not full screen. So I'm just alt-tabbing to my game. It's fun. Come on, Astaroth. I'm never going to get an Astaroth again. I need one more. One more and I'll be done. For lurky schematics, what difficulty do I recommend? You'll be getting very different answers. Heroic. That's heroic. There's no better option as if you can win every time. Now, if you're not winning every time, then it's different. You have to figure out, like, if you're going to lose 1 every 4, is it worth it to go down in difficulty to win every single one? But if you can get if you can get a victory in heroic every time, heroic is by and far the best. Schematics are affected by item find. The fusion mats are not. So eventually, once you have all the other schematics, then they kind of quit being affected by item find. But so the drop table isn't all together. Schematics are in a different drop table, and so you're going to get them or not, but they're based off of item find. So you want higher item find. If you're winning every time, 50% item find is very much a big deal because you're spending the exact same materials no matter what difficulty you're on. So if you're going to be like, I'm going to run 1 zeal and get a 1% chance versus 1 zeal and get 1.5% chance, that doesn't sound like a lot until you've run 100 zeals. And it just exponentially gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So if you're hunting for the schematic, run on heroic. Once you have the schematic, drop down to normal because the materials are not affected by item find, and so you can speed run normal. We're giveaway in 15 minutes for the very first one. And I can also then tell you that running on normal for the Glarstos schematic has not yielded me anything close. I've gotten one legendary schematic, and I have, I think, 90 of the ROMs already. And most of those are run on Super Scrolls and Big Wars. So a 1,000 runs and not even one legendary schematic, unfortunately, is a thing. The numbers are so small, and that's why 50% to me is a big deal, because the numbers are so small. It's not a huge increase, but you're going from basically nothing to slightly less than, or slightly more than basically nothing. And over 1,000 runs, that can definitely add up. It won't guarantee a drop, but it will add up and make it much more likely. Still hunting down some gems. I've had a lot of good, like, not familiar gem, but like the gems for the shop luck in my D4s lately. During the events, I was consistently getting 30 or 40 per run. It was wild. Or and double daily bonuses, you weren't getting it. Yeah, that's luckily, and this is what I think of, like, when my alt's not getting Glarsdos. By the time you get all of the fusion materials, you're very likely to have the schematic. It's not a guarantee, but especially with Lurky, he needs, what, 105 per Lurky? Like, you're going to be running a long time. Or maybe it's 95. So that's like, you'll eventually get there. Whereas I playing Bit Heroes back in the day when you needed raid shards to run World Boss, you've actually never needed to run raid shards. I was playing when they introduced World Boss. It used to use energy, so you'd use 20 energy to run one World Boss. Then they changed it, allowed us to exchange energy for Zeals, and here we are. I have had no good drops, humbly. Good morning, though. Good morning. Good morning. Go over here to giveaway tracker. Hold on. Oh, humbly, you'll be eligible for prizes next week. Ugh, but welcome in. Like, it's been a while since I've seen you. Just submitted your costume contest. I woke up and I saw the ping for the costume contest, but I didn't actually look at it. What's the theme for it this week? I thought of doing Sauron or the mouth of Sauron. I'm going to go over here in this Discord. Where's Discord? Costume contest. Demon themed. Okay. Let's see what you got. There's a lot of entries already. Oh, I like this one. Sorry, I'm image. All these things I have to go through just to show everybody your costume. That's your entry. I like it. It looks really monochrome. I love that Raven pet. it's a good choice. And yeah, man, yeah, it was energy. You can always like trigger people, which is really funny to watch them do it. By finding the people that weren't playing at that exact time but played before and after. Did my game just crash? There we go. Because the congregate did allow us to exchange energy for zeals for about a month and then took that away. The sorry, the people who were not playing at that time are really mad because they had bundles of energy they didn't want to keep. Yeah, it's just normal bit hero stuff. It's just weird because I feel like normally it continues to play the music and it stopped the music altogether for me. And I was like, oh no. Giveaway is in 8 minutes. We're almost there. And after the giveaway, I'll run some world boss if anyone wants to. Since we're speaking of world boss, I do have full regen on that. I can carry you in whatever tier you'd like. There's actually quite a few good entries in this costume contest. I like Athena. Like, here's the best. Regen's is kind of cool. Ooh, I like Ontario's. Gore is pretty good. There's a lot of really good ones. Really excited to see Toasty be able to do those. Get included in the content created. There's about 7 minutes left before the giveaway. If you're just kind of lurking, hanging out, and you have not put your hero tag into the chat yet, please do so you can win the epic adventure bag and 1,000 gems sent directly to you, probably through the post office. I don't know what Adrian calls his delivery system. I'm gonna call it the post office. Did my channel used to be called something else? So I changed my in-game name in October, I believe. I think it was October. So before that, it was just my old in-game name of iWushak. Otherwise, I haven't really changed my channel that much. So if you're watching older videos and you hear a different name, that's why. It's still me, just with a nicer microphone. Look at all these gems I'm getting. This is kind of wild. Oh, and also I always forget this because I feel like streams are different. If you do like my streams or my videos, go ahead and hit the like button on the stream itself, and that will help me show up in the main feed. And from there, more people will be able to play Bit Heroes, and we'll be able to expand the community, make the game a little bit more lively. And yes, Monrayo, it was iWuShock. So my channel name used to also be iWuShock, but I went through and changed all that to Neflarian, the current name, and that's where we've been since October. I think after this dungeon, I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all right now. Cool. Something that I've made or going to make. Jello! I can make 6 of them now. Get that deflect tank. Let's go ahead and do it. Three, 4, 5, and 6. Why did I make 6? So I can come over here to the stable. Forgot you have to do it this way. Find Jello. Stable him. People still call me iWuShock occasionally. Yes, they do. Not always, but occasionally. Dabasa. Dabasa never. Where's Dabasa? I don't think I even have Dabasa's schematic. I think it's right here. Hey, random. How is it going? Jello. Put some augments on him. Oh, this is the part I hate. I don't have a thick flex. Do I not have a for deflect either? That's embarrassing. This is real embarrassing. There's one. I have one deflect. That's cool. So I gotta make some. Random, you don't like being called random? Why's your name random then? I'll call you Small Boy. So welcome in, Small Boy. And hey, Robert, what's up? I don't think I've seen you in a while. We are about 2 minutes away from the first giveaway, so if you just hopped in here, you're just in time. You can put your hero tag into the chat. I'll put it on the wheel in about 1.5 minutes. We'll be spinning for our very first giveaway of an epic adventure bag and 1,000 gems. And Tegan, welcome in as well. Again, we're about 1 minute out from the first giveaway, so you still have time to put your name in before I switch over to the wheel and spin for the first giveaway of an epic adventure bag and 1,000 gems. It's going to happen after this next dungeon. In order to enter the giveaway, just put your hero tag into chat. I will take care of the rest. There's 3 separate giveaways today. The very first one is random, so as long as I have your hero tag, you're entered. Second one will be number game, and the third one will be a random one again. I'm gonna take Monraya's name off the wheel. You have Deegan. I think I have your hero tag somewhere. Congratulations on getting in there, Deegan. I've got your hero tag from one that you won before. Let me double check that you are eligible. You are eligible to win, so after this dungeon, we will pull up the Wheel of Names. Right. Okay, here we are, the Wheel of Names. To customize, how long should it spend? 30 seconds? I don't know if we've got sound going on, so we'll just hit OK. And I'm going to spin here in just a second, and we'll get our next prize queued up. All right, let's spin the wheel, see who's going to win. Good luck to everybody except for Munraya. Just make sure the blue doesn't land over on the arrow, because that's Athena. Oh. Well. Oh. Maniac, congratulations. Let me go ahead and put you on my list real quick. Congratulations, Maniad. I thought that Sandra was going to be stealing it, but apparently not. We'll hop right back in here and finish up some of these runs. Maybe craft some more augments, because I feel bad that I don't have any reflect ones. And I will start setting up the very next giveaway, which, as you can see, I did not hit save on my overlay. There we go. Is in about 32 minutes. And he had got that first time luck. I have to figure out a new thing for the timer, because every time I set a new timer, it clears out chat. And I have the second giveaway queued up in 30 minutes. It's going to be numbers game. And I'll go over the rules now, and I'll go over them as we're getting ready to play as well. On that same wheel, I have the numbers 1 through 20. You're going to guess numbers once we get to there. I'll say start in chat. I'll say stop after about a minute. Any guesses within those two messages are the ones that count. Person that is closest to the winning number without going over will win the next epic adventure bag and 1,000 gems. So what does that mean? Let's say the winning number is 10. One person guessed 7 and another person guessed 11. The person that guessed 7 won because they did not go over. And now, Deegan, I did make Jello, but I have not gotten anything cool other than making Jello today. I was hoping I would be able to go ahead and make my Captain Astabeard, but I still need another Astaroth. They will never love me. I am getting very close to running World Boss, though. If anyone needs World Boss, just let me know in the chat, and I'll carry you. Or I've got 15 zeals to run. Ah man, Yed. Saying as free to play, is it feasible to get an ancient? I actually have a very good answer for that. I am free to play. I save up my gems for a very long time, but I have 1, 2, 3 ancients that are fully up tiered, and then I've got 4 or 5 other ancients. I just don't have them up tiered. Let's show ancients at the front. Yes, I've got one there. Oh, it shows it by tier. Do I have an offhand ancient? No. Is there a way to rarity? There we go. Oh no, all my cosmetics. Okay, so I don't have that one. I do have one here. So many cosmetics. I've got one there. I actually just made that one. I'm working on up tiering that right now. Got one there. 2 there, actually 2 in the body slot. Then I've got Clover and Starweave. So as a free to play, it is totally feasible to get them. You just have to be patient. You're not gonna get the tier 21 ancient as free. That's just not gonna happen. But you can get some of the older ones and then up tier them. Deegan wants to do tier 14 World Titans World Boss. Absolutely, we can do tier 14 Titans World Boss. As soon as I'm done with my energy here, which should be any time now. I think this might be one of the last dungeons I can run. The numbers game will be in 27 minutes. Why not tier 21? Because the dungeon is just wicked hard. So you're gonna need all the good familiars, all the top gear, a lot of extra stats, and good luck. As free to play, like it's possible after a long grind, but it's gonna be not feasible to go for that one unless you're willing to spend money, which is whatever. Is not my favorite ancient anyways. I wish I had Weedy, but I don't think I can beat that dungeon. Yeah, and you can see Pocket Apple has all but like 2 of them that are from Furium, Furium and down, because they're camping, so like they've got the time to run to get all of those mythics. The only thing about ancients is that you have to find 15 specific mythics every tier, then up tier them 1 forever from every zone. You're good to go. Spending just speeds that up. That's what yeah, and Regen and Larden are actually the same ancient, so it's one ancient. The thing that spending speeds up the most is getting the right familiars. As free to play, it's hard to get all the mythic familiars that you need. Like, I don't have Lady Sparkin, and I'm never going to have Lady Sparkin. If I go into here, I scroll down to mythics. I do have lots of Volthi. Like, I have a ton of them. Max Lurky, Max Thunmolf, Max Tethius. That's it. I have a Drenath, but he's not maxed. The rest of them I just don't have. And that's pretty constant grinding too. Do Weedy Dungeon on stream, I can do it. So I get wrecked in the Weedy Dungeon. Or at least last time I tried it, I did. That was a couple months ago. Yeah, and the Legendary Adventure Bag or the double XL packs are the best things to buy, but one's what, $50 and one's 100. So they're pricey. This game itself is very pricey. Yeah, and NFTs are actually the best deal. All right, I'm gonna go into the weed just to show you. That's what strikes an attack. Yeah. Yeah, whatever. I don't care. Lady Sparkin versus another Lurky. I would go for another Lurky first. I want to click on him. Yeah, so watch it. See, already got a bait down. Tank's almost dead. It's definitely a possibility, but I just don't know if I have the patience to do it. I would go for another Lurky just because a lot of what you need a support for is healing. Yeah, these are great. And as a bait, you're going to be doing most of the heal myself. Yeah. So that's, I imagine with the actual right team comp, I could probably do it. I just don't have patience for it. Titans. I have sent you an invite, Deegan. Yeah, so like Monroe said, while I'm waiting on Deegan to join in here, yeah, Monroe, there's guys like I can do it. I just don't have the patience to do it, and I'm spending my energy on other stuff right now. Anyways, I don't particularly care to get it. I don't have a build waiting for it or anything. So it's just a cool action. But if you're gonna spend on the game, a rare NFT is probably the best bang for your buck. Because you then also have a permanent permagore, so you get plus 50% to everything. Need some of this T14 Titans as well. So as soon as y'all get in here, I don't know if Deegan's still in here, not chatting. Oh, there we are. There's Deegan. Waiting for Athena. Then we'll hop in. There we go. Smiley face. How much is a rare NFT? It depends on where you get it and how you get it. So getting it just straight up from Congregate is $350. But you can buy one on the secondhand marketplace, and if you get one that's not like decked out, it'll be cheaper than $350. If you get one that is decked out, like if I was to sell mine, it would be more than $350 because I have a legendary pet accessory. I'm in tier 12 or something like that. I've put a lot of work into it, so it's gonna be worth more than $350. But like some people were selling theirs that they had as tier 2 campers that ended up selling for $200. Don't think you'll ever find one under 200 unless it's a accidental listing, which does happen. If you see that, buy it. Those get snapped up real fast. Thanks for finding a guide on that, Athena. I'll check it out and decide if I want to spend the time. For rarity, are you talking about rarity for NFTs or rarity for gear? I'm assuming NFTs. So a common NFT, it just shares resources, gems, gold, things like that. Otherwise, it's a separate character. Rare NFTs do all the same stuff as or I guess commons also have you can watch ads for ad gore over and over and over again. So once it expires, you don't have to wait 24 hours. You just re-up it. The rare ones are all the same things as common, except you get permanent permagore. so you don't ever have to refresh it. It's just always. Once I finish here, I'll open up my permagore to show you. Epic, I think, is supposed to get an NFT pets, I think. Rare or legendary gets a mount, but those haven't been released, and honestly, I don't have faith that they will be released. So, like, in my rare is the best one, not only like for cost, but overall. I wouldn't bother with anything higher than that. To see secondhand sales, you'll go to market.immutable.com, I think it is. It's just the Immutable marketplace, and look up Bit vs Heroes. This is what your permagore looks like when you have a rare NFT. It's just infinite time. I can't re-up it. It just is what it is. I've got constant plus 50% to everything. Clear out my bounties. But yeah, thanks for running those. I'm gonna go ahead and hop over to my NFT. And this is the benefit of NFTs, is you can have alts on the same account. So without using NFTs, every single account needs a brand new, or every single hero needs a brand new congregate account as well. With NFTs, it is just on the same account, so you can just swap over with the click of a button. And then also, Mania, you can there's a website, I can't remember the name of it. It's like a Mutascan or something like that. I think it's a Mutascan. That'll let you plug in Bit vs Heroes, and it'll show you what they're currently selling for. It won't show you the listings as far as I know, but it'll show you like this rare one sold for this amount of money, this common sold for this amount. So you can get an idea of what it's currently selling for and what prices you should be looking at. I hope that answered your question. I do have a video in my Bit Heroes playlist that goes over the differences in the heroes, benefits and all that, but I don't think any of the information is really outdated anymore. It's frustrating that the higher rarities never got their promised benefits, so don't buy an epic, legendary, or mythic. They're not worth it unless you can find one that's priced wrong. But the rare, in my opinion, actually is worth it. This is my only purchase in game, is buying this. I used to have significantly more, but I sold a couple of them. I won 2 in contests, so I did have a couple comments, but I just didn't have time to play them. We're in here. I use the tombstone strategy. Easy peasy. And the giveaway for numbers game is going to be in about 15 minutes. I'm going to start it just a little bit early because it does involve y'all guessing. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button, you can go ahead and do so. I think my overlay is updated now, so it should update whenever someone subscribes as well, which is kind of cool. I don't know if it does. That might have been something that got lost in the hard drive failure. But at the very least, the very bottom part where latest sub will update with your name. You can have your name up there if you don't want it up there. Or figure something out. Who is tagging me? Oh, that was Athena sending me a message. Let's look at this strategy. Jello. Hey, I have a Jello now. I just need to get some deflect pumps. Bleaksamum, I don't have him. Then Lady Spark, and I've got Bullfire instead. I don't have Fury. I'm up tier. Yeah, that's a lot of gear I don't have. But also, I'd be a higher TS than that as well. Tons of speed. Yeah, I could probably do that. Hey, you died. Ember. Oh yeah, I said I was gonna look at Grandpa has stats, see if they were worth picking up. Yeah, I saw that that guide is tier based. So with more stats, I just haven't had the patience. I've done 2d4s in tier. I just got lucky both times, and then all the other ones they just frustrate me. Hey, Small Heart, how's it going? See, you're trying to enter the giveaway. We just did the random wheel about 20 minutes ago. Our next one's going to be an interactive giveaway, so you'll have to be here when the giveaway is going on. And then after that one, if you'll put your hero tag in the chat after that giveaway, you'll be entered to the last giveaway, which is again just a random draw. Grandpa Hef is good. You said 650 mass for. That's insane. Good block chance, good heal power, spread heal. Skills aren't bad. He's clearly an older familiar. Not bad. Stat spread's nice. He's just. Oof. That's a lot. 55 familiars and 650 in materials. That's insane. 3 D4s in tier. Yeah, so one of the D4s I'm guessing is the one you get to use with friends. That's one of mine too. I feel like it's kind of cheap. Since I've been latest tier since tier 5 was out, or I guess tier 6 was out. Tier 6 just came out when I got to tier 5. It's been. Ember died again. Get wrecked. Ember died again. Get wrecked. Come on, Uber, carry me. Carry me to the finish line. Why Ember died twice? I guess 3 times. Huh. Never know. Guys, I'm out of coffee. Gotta switch to water. Someone right, which 3 D4s did you do? Harvest, you did Harvester and Weave, those were Poly. I think Poly is the one that gets used for those, right? I remember Weave though was it Weave or Harvester? It was Harvester. When that one came out, we were guessing for probably a month that the dungeon was actually impossible to beat until SSS one just beat it one day and had Harvester, and we were like, what? That was a wild time when all it took to be hard was just more TS. You didn't know you could use friends. Okay, Polyo's damage reduction set to 0. So there's one of them. I can't remember which one it is. It was right when the Icarus set came out. That's when. So maybe that's tier 12. Things to click. I don't care about any of that. I did a crappy, like it felt crappy strategy to get through the dungeons in tier 11 here because like I'm not pushing too hard on this character. Like I'm not going crazy on it, and I don't have a bait at all. And there's 2 flags in the zone that you have to have a bait. You have to. Every single enemy 0 SP is damaging weakest. So I pumped my health up to like 3,500 and then used 2 Eularis as baits, and it worked. Like I was able to just manual through those. And then autoed through the rest of the tier. I completed a bounty. I completed. What's champion of the 12th gauntlet? I've been. Oh, it's because I always did it as trials. I was like, I've definitely been running this for a couple weeks. Okay, I was like, I don't know what Solar is. Yeah, just used 2 Eularis. So yeah, that's what I did. I just pumped my health above them to use them as a bait. I felt so gross doing it because Eularis is definitely not a bait, but it worked. So whatever. It's like my body knows that my coffee cup is empty, so it's gonna try and make me fall asleep. We needed to deflect baits. Ugh. I feel like for a bait to work with deflect, it would just need such high deflect that it would become so overpowered. I'm trying to imagine, like, it would have to have some sort of sustain, like, when it gets hit as well. That would be like it would have to rock 20% minimum, so you can load it up with some deflect augments as well. That's still like that'd be such a strong familiar. Oh wait, nope. I need to run this one. Since I'm new in this tier, I can go ahead and pump up my stats with gear from here and hopefully be able to auto some tier 10 heroic. Yeah, 25% deflect plus however much the heroes so get 6x deflect is 12, so 1.25 times 6. Where's my calculator? 5. Yes, that would mean you could get them up to 47.5% defense, which isn't that bad, to be honest with you. Still be really strong, but isn't as bad as I was thinking, because also that's all mythic pumps too. So, and then I think, isn't there a other ones? Okay, so there's not a bone that does deflect. Yeah, so there's no other deflect things. Not a bad idea though, because I mean, if it doesn't have something to sustain it, 2-3 hits in, it's gonna die. Got me thinking now. That could be a pretty good chase familiar. How much deflect does Jello have? He has 20%, right? So if Jello has 20%, then the bait would also have 20%. Unless you took off Jello's other bonus. That was only 18.5. Oh yeah, you're definitely not. So if you took, because Jello has another bonus, I just can't remember what it is. It's something healing. If you took that bonus off, you could probably pump up the deflect 20. All right, so which then with mythic pumps, you could get 42.5% deflect, which is a lot, but you're still getting hit more than half the time. So your bait would absolutely not be able to take too many hits. I mean, I imagine that could probably work out, to be honest. I'm just trying to think of how like the devs would think of that as far as balance is concerned. If it doesn't really have a way to sustain itself through a couple hits, then that might actually work out. Who knows? I'm gonna mull all that over and Hey Grant, welcome in. You're actually catching the stream instead of just having to watch the videos afterwards. We are about 2 minutes away from a giveaway, so perfect timing. It's a numbers game. Here in a couple minutes, I will hit start in chat and then wait a minute while people are taking guesses of what number is going to be pulled. Once I hit stop, guesses are closed. I'll spin on the wheel to get the random number. Person who is closest without going over will win an epic adventure bag and 1,000 gems. Deflect block, deflect evade. So if you split the stats, you'll have to split like the values down too. So then you'd be looking at like 10% deflect, 20% block, which not the best, but then you can't load up on pumps because you need to build in a block. I wonder if you could split it down and do like 10% deflect, 10% absorb, and then do like 2 deflect pumps and an absorb pump. Wouldn't be deflecting near as much, would have some sustain. You can't proc both of them at the same time. That might work out. After this raid, I'm gonna open up numbers game. Just realized that we are getting right down to it. Okay. And right window here. So, rules for numbers game. I have numbers on this wheel. 1 through 20. You're gonna guess which number is it going to land on. Person who is closest without going over will win. They'll win the epic adventure bag. Again, though, you can't go over. So if it lands on 9, which is where it's at right now, one person guesses 10 and one person guesses 6. The person who guesses 6 wins. So I'm going to go ahead and put start into chat. Wait a minute or so, and that's when you'll be able to put your guesses in. Once I hit stop, that's when guesses close. And then I will set the stream elements up for the next giveaway. Oh, this Bit Heroes music is killing me just on the victory screen. Give it just a couple more seconds to finish guessing. Manraya, do you want to guess 7 or do you want to guess 15? You only get one. I'm going to go ahead and hit stop in here. Okay. So, because I saw y'all fighting in there. Manraya, you get 7. Sandra, you get 15. And we're going to spin the wheel. Oh. Okay. Okay, so Manraya, you get 15. Sandra, you get 11. There you go. I'm spinning the wheel now. Entries are closed. Manraya's at 11. Sorry, Manuel, we just closed out the thing. So you can be eligible for the next giveaway, which will be in about 30 minutes. And I'll explain that one here in just a minute. Wrap all the way to 1. Just wrap all the way to 1. Come on. Did anybody guess 1? Nobody guessed 1, so we will remove that one and spin again. We'll just keep removing and spinning until someone wins. Unfortunately, entries are already closed, so I've got just a few entries in here. Any of the ones that are after my stop will not be counting. Is that going to stop on 11? All right, Sandra won that one with the 11. Someone had 10 and 12. You got it exactly right on there. Congratulations, Sandra. If you can put your hero tag in the chat, I'll add it to my document and we'll get that sent out again. Why is this thing not? I forgot to hit save on my overlay again. Save. Now it's gonna clear out all the chat, of course. Ugh. Maybe? So, okay. It's just like not working. Huh. Let's see if I can just reload this. Well, we'll see if the giveaway reloads. The giveaway is going to be at 12:55 Central Time. Yeah. So we've got add it into my tracker. Please know that that's not how I copy and paste. That's I'll fix it later. I don't care. There we go. Please give it a few days for the prizes to get in, up to a week, because the CM is just running a little bit behind. Not a big deal. Just know that it might take a few days, but it's going to go straight to there. And then our next giveaway is going to be starting with entries now. You just put your hero tag into the chat and I'll add you to the wheel, and we will randomly spin at 12:55. And I'll just keep refreshing my overlay until that thing loads up. Curious what I think about Hi Miko. Let me look him up. I know the name. I don't know the familiar off the top of my head. Let's look him up. Hi Miko has 15% speed, 15% dual strike, 11% attack, 18% health, 66% speed. So he's really fast on top of the 15% speed. With a decent brain, that would be kind of nice. We have spread heal, spread shield. Okay, so he's a support. That's an expensive support. Taking 6 dryads to make him. So in order to fully stable him and actually get use out of him, it's gonna take you 36 dryads. That's a lot. That's a lot. He's not a bad familiar by any stretch. So he's got a spread heal, spread heal at 0 SP, spread shield at 1 SP, damage strongest at 1 SP, enraged team at 2 SP, and that's gonna be like his real good thing. And then shield and heal target at 4 SP. That's, in my opinion, 4 SP to get that. It's not even good values, especially because he has such low strength. The enraged team is probably going to be the nicest thing about him, especially if you manage to dual strike that. But I wouldn't push for him personally. I'd stick with a more recent support familiar that's going to include things like cleanse, because that's going to be what's really helpful for you, is cleansing stacks. Okay, on this here real quick. I got Athena added. I got I Love Dog added. Salty on the first one. Yeah, Zarlok is a better familiar. If you're going to be farming dryads, Zarlok is going to be a better familiar to be going for. And I can't remember what familiar that actually goes into. I want to bookmark it. There we go. Let me find that familiar real quick. Dryonic takes 5 dryads and is a good DPS, actually. Built-in legendary brain for weakest when you hit, so it's good there, which then would go into Zarlok, which is a really good tank. 35% damage reduction, 5% rage, and a built-in brain as well, as opposed to Hi Miko. Like, Hi Miko, again, is looking at him is not a bad familiar by any stretch, but I wouldn't waste my dryads on him. And yeah, Zarlok is a mythic. I was looking at the Dryad fusion that goes into it. I got Grant added to the wheel. It's wild that it's not updating, but whatever, just pretend like the giveaway timer is working. I'll figure out a better way to do that later. Again, if you haven't yet, go ahead and hit the like button on there. It'll push visibility for the stream up in the YouTube algorithm robot thing, and that will help get Bit Heroes a little bit more viewers. Maybe more people will play. Game will get more popular, and then it gets more support. All good things for us as players, and then it also helps me as well. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe to me as well. Also helps with the YouTube thing, helps me a lot too. And I'm very curious to see if my overlay saved the new subscriber thing that I have. Let's see. It says I got a bounty to collect. Oh. I've also probably got some milestones. Yeah. I have not claimed my milestones on this hero. I'll claim those at some point. I could really use some legendaries to drop. If you already have a legendary pet and accessory, what's the best way to spend your gems? It depends on your goals and what you already have. So I use my gems to bribe familiars because I have enough resources to last me for a very, very long time. So I don't need to buy resources. If there's a really good box in the shop for resources, I'll go ahead and buy them because you can always use them. But I only really need familiars at this point, so that's what I spend mine on. I would not recommend that if you don't have a stash of resources already, though. And you could also go for some more pets and accessories so that you can roll for more mythics. Whenever you do decide to roll for mythics, remember to upgrade your pets and accessories, in my opinion, all the way up, just to get those extra legendary materials, but at least update to +3. Asking, what do I think about the push orb pack? I don't actually know what the push orb pack has, so let me go look. Am I out of shards? Is that what this is trying to tell me? Okay. Okay, I'll look at it after this battle. I mean, not really a battle, but whatever. Okay, shop, push orb. Exclusive one-time consumable. $30. I'm not a fan. So I don't like bite gores, to be honest with you. A bite gore is a worse bub gore, so I'm not a big fan of that being in there. And then it's got 10 resources, so whatever you value this bite gore at, like say $5, then you're paying $25 for 10 resources. $250 a pop. That's expensive in my opinion. Especially like it would be better. Sorry, if go back over here. If this was like 2 resources, and they each got an extra 3 on it, so 5 ticket rolls and 5 plaques and a bite gold. That would be a little bit more worth it to me, because then if I needed either of those, I could push right for them. With it spread out, it's just not my favorite thing, and the bite gore is not my favorite either. It's a worse version of the club gore. But I mean, I don't find a lot of value in the shop at all. So looking we'll look through the shop real quick. I got time. We already looked at the push orb. Legendary adventure bag is a good deal if you're gonna spend $50. So you're spending $20 more to get the bub gore. So it's essentially 3 bite gores. Then you get 3 more of every single resource. So it's over twice as much. It's 2.5 times as many resources and 3 times the boost for 60% increase in price. The XL pack, I always wait. If you're going to spend, wait until you can get the XXL because it's the same thing, just more resources. Energy crate, I don't like this one just because they sold this exact one a year ago for like 2/3 of the cost. I don't like gacha boxes, so I mean, this is not even a great one because it doesn't have an ultra gore. I did buy into this one because I needed that legendary brain. I normally don't like these either, but then you got the eggs. That's it. That's all it's in the box. That's all it's in the shop, so I'm not a big fan. I was just checking everything out and hear this and tell me what you think. Bait with 90% evade, yeah, 42% deflect. Also have 20% block. So as long as you're using Witchem to get there, I think that is a good idea. So you're gonna need some sort of healing because the 20% block isn't gonna help you at all. Honestly, the 20% block, unless you're just getting it extraneously while getting the other things, I would drop it for something else. Either reflect or damage reduction would be a better option there. Or just anything to help sustain you and make it so that when you get hit, because you will get hit, you're not going to be taking as much damage. Block is only going to proc 2 out of 10 times. Mythic offense pet, if you can survive, that's a great option. You might need to use a defensive pet in order to get some survivability. If you've got Lurky and Lady Sparkin for healing, that would be really great. And then your tank. Yeah, so if you're using Witchem, that'd be fine because Witchem has some built-in healing, so that's something that would make it work. You just don't want to lose that healing. Like I said, the block, unless it's something that just comes with something else, like it's just kind of like an extra thing, I wouldn't worry about that block. And is Teeth worth the grind if you have +5 Glars as your tank? Absolutely, because Glarzos is not a tank. So Glarzos is a bait, which means they're going to take all of the attack weakest skills, but your Teeth will be a tank, which will take all the hit strongest. So later in the game, what you're going to do is put your Teeth up front and then put a Glarzos in the back. So they'll try and redirect some damage away, take all the weakest while your Teeth is taking the brunt of the skills from everyone. Teethius is my favorite tank in the game. And then we do have the giveaway in about 15 minutes. I have 3 entries so far. Athena, I Love Dog, and GSA Killa. You can still enter by just putting your hero tag in the chat. You don't have to be here for the draw itself on this one. So as long as your hero tag's in there, you're good to go. But I think with that build, it'd be better using offensive, better defensive. I mean, I think you'd be fine with an offensive pet. I think you'd be totally fine with an offensive pet. If you're struggling with survivability at all, you'll need a defensive one, but I don't see a reason why you necessarily need that. Am I able to just view myself? Yeah. So I do use a defensive pet on mine, just because I'm usually soloing things. So this just heals myself. But I also then use an offensive accessory. And I have a little bit of empower. I went all in on evade. So evade runes, I evade enchants, like everything I have is evade. So I've got the 90% evade. I didn't worry about anything else because I'm using an offensive accessory. With that extra mitigation, I think you'd be fine with an offensive pet. You just might struggle a little bit with some survivability and soloing things, but with the added deflect, I can't imagine that you would hit that much. The problem that you're going to run into is diminishing returns. So I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think that evade is going to proc first in the chain. So anytime you proc evade, you cannot proc deflect. So you can only proc deflect when you don't proc evade. So if you're doing evade 90% of the time, that means that you can only get deflect 10% of the time. And then you've got 40% of that 10%. So your 40% deflect is effectively 4%. That's why baits and tanks generally build into one thing, because you end up with massive diminishing returns, and that's what you're gonna run into. And then the block would be, after all of that, you're gonna be looking at like 20% block effectively being 1%. Not worth it. That's why most of the Witcham tanks that you see run an offensive thing with it, because you can proc the offensive once anytime you attack. I do think that you would be a damn near unstoppable bait. And okay, so deflect might go first. Like I said, I don't remember off the top of my head. I don't even know where it's. Okay, looks like it's absorb, deflect, evade, block. Okay, so that might work then, honestly, having deflect go first. So you'll have 40% deflect, then an effective like 50-some% evade after that, because you're going to be deflecting most of the time. That actually could be a really good. I'm trying to poke holes in it. But yeah, deflect goes first from what I just saw. So yeah, that's worth a shot. How are you getting the 40% deflect? So you're gonna have to use Demeters. That's for sure. And then probably a deflect mount as well. Trying to pull up all my sheets here. While I don't get any of the drops that I need. Alright. One deflect enchant. So okay, so that's where your 20% block is coming from Demeters. So you've got 17%. Oh, you can max. Okay, hold on. So if you max it, you'll get to 21% deflect just from Demeters. Chance deflects. I mean, you're only gonna get 1.4% out of that, so 22.4%. Here's this here. There's an effect of 39.7%. So you're not going to get to 42 just using Demeters and deflect enchant. Unless I'm missing something. But I don't think I am on this one. Yeah, so you can get 17, 18, 19, 20, 21% from Demeters. Because it's 17% plus 1% for every upgrade. And then your enchant that you mentioned will be, I just lost it, deflect 1.4%. So you're looking at 22.4% plugged in with plus 1 luck means 39.7. So you're going to be missing a couple percent there, which I don't think is going to be a huge deal. I think that's going to be Witcham has it too. Oh yeah, the enchant is doubled from Witcham. That's got it. So okay, yeah, okay, you're right then. I was missing something. I was missing the thing there. So you'll get to 23.8, which is 41.9%. That's what it is. It's Witcham, because Witcham's just overpowered in every way, shape, and form. There's nothing about Witcham that's not overpowered, and I need to just always remember that. So let's see. Pull out my calculator. Where's my numbers at? So 100 minus 42. So you'll effectively be hit 58% of the time, times 0.9 for evade. So you had a 52% chance of proccing that. I mean, realistically, you're only going to get hit like 6 out of every 100 hits. That might be a really, really strong build, honestly. I do know that's the one that Antoman's used to push up to was like level 1 million in invasion. He ran into a lot of problems when it came time to like deal with true damage, and once you run into that, you're screwed. But I mean, that's true damage messes up Witcham as it is. Hey Sturm, how's it going? You're gonna enter in the contest. We've got, are you eligible? Where's your, oh, you'll be eligible next week now. Never mind. And we got Toasty too. What's up? I don't know why the countdown for the giveaway is just not working. I've refreshed this thing a gajillion times. Saved it, all that fun stuff. It's just 5 minutes away. 5 minutes and 52 seconds. Oh, there we go. Now it's working. It cleared chat, but whatever. It's working now. I just had to say I didn't know why it wasn't working. But how are y'all doing? Coming in at the very end, we do have the giveaway coming up. If you're lurking and you haven't entered yet, there's only 3 names entered so far. Or 4 names. I got Athena, I Love Dog, GSA Killa, and Deegan. So in about 5 minutes, I'm going to spin the random wheel. Whoever comes up with gets an epic adventure bag and 1,000 gems. I think it'd be better to go for a defensive pet. So that depends on if you want to solo. I've found that soloing with an offensive pet tends to not work out super well for me. Works out well for other people, it just doesn't work for me. What I would recommend is upgrading your legendary to +3. So that way you can random roll both an offensive and defensive mythic pet. I mean, I'm a big fan of random rolls, so that's what I do. Is I always do +3. Hey, super gamers! I don't know why the Stream Elements bot didn't respond to you, but in order to enter this next giveaway, you'll just put your hero tag into the chat, and I will add you to the wheel. And here in about 4 minutes, I will spin the random wheel, and whoever it lands on wins an epic adventure bag and 1,000 gems. Yeah, the collars take forever. All I can really say about that is just push every now and then. How do you see the pound sign behind your name tag? That's easy peasy. Let me show you how to do that real quick. All you're gonna do is go to your main page here, hit the HT button, and that will show you your name. Sorry about that, I was messing with my microphone. So once you hit HT, you got your name and then the numbers behind it. Of course. So all I can really say though, sorry, I had to get back to the collars, is it just takes time. So what I generally do, like when a new tier comes out and I need to get some mythic materials, or even if I just need them, is I'll run PvP to hit the points threshold to get the mythic material as a reward, and then I stop running PvP for the week. I've found that I get a ton of collars that way. Super gamers, I can see that you put your hero tag. I just can't actually pull it out. Hold on. Let's see if I can fix this. Super, I just want to double check because it's not showing up in my chat window that this is your hero tag before I put it on. I'm looking at my OBS and I can see you sent it, but it's not showing up in my actual chat. All the same, so I'll put that on there. And we're gonna spin the wheel in about a minute. So they come. Like they just come with time is all I can really say about that. So let me pull up mine real quick. And this is on my alt. I don't really play a ton. I have got 11 collars on him, and I don't really push PvP on him at all. I just also don't ever spin them. So I'm very close to random rolling a mythic pet. That'll be fun. I'm gonna get B75 when I run my defensive pet. I know what's gonna happen. Can't stop me now. Then gotta say it again. After this dungeon is when I'll switch over to the Wheel of Names. But if you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It does let me get more videos out. Helps me show up higher up in the whole process of the whole algorithm thing. And you'll get to see my super cool overlay. Go ahead and clear out the bounties. Got a lot done. All right. And then let's move over to the wheel. Last call for any entries. We have 5 entries right now. So 20% chance to win, but 0% if you don't enter. Super Gamers asks, what's my thoughts on the upcoming lore event? I'm excited for them if they can get put out. I'm cautiously optimistic, to put it in nice words. I think that they'll be a really cool addition to the game. I just worry that they're not going to come out in time. But all right, it is time to spin this wheel. Looks like no one else is entering their hero tags. So without further ado, let's go ahead and spin it, see who wins. And we're going to make it spin a little bit longer. It's going to spin for 40 seconds. Here we go. Slow clicking. It's going so slow. Athena didn't win. This is the first time Athena hasn't won. Oh. Second stop on GSA. We're going to go all the way over to Deegan. Congratulations, Deegan, on your random win. Let me go ahead and put you in the deal here. All right. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. That's all we've got here for the day. It's 12:57. There's only 3 minutes left. Do I have any space for augments? I do. Let's craft some augments. Before we go, I need some deflectors. Or materials, I have a lot. Oh, but I don't have enough of those. Okay. Let's craft a few of these. Let's do 5 of them. And see what we get. Let's hope for a deflect. It's going to be 5 lifesteal though. Alright, perfect evade. And perfect health. Damage and rage. I should be melting these as I go. Lifesteal, there it is. I always get a lifesteal. And empower. Now we'll come over here. We're gonna random roll a pump. Because why not? And see what I get. Perfect evade. Actually, put that onto teeth. I think he's got, yeah, he's just got these. So now he's got extra evade. Hooray! Congratulations, Tedious. And then I wanted to give another congratulations to Maniad, Alapo, which was Sandra, and Deegan for winning these prizes today. Please give it a few days to get in there. I know for sure they're not going to be sent out today. They might get sent out in the next few days, though. They will be in your inventory within the next 30 days, very likely by the end of this week, though. Grant, you were slow rolled on both of them. That was kind of funny. I was like, it's going to stop on him. It didn't stop on him. But thank you guys for joining in. I'll try to get this back to being a little bit more of a regular thing again. Past 2 weeks were not the normal, and hope you guys have the best luck of all time. Hope your RNG serves you well. If you like this stream, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. If you want more, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys next week.